Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for clicking on the Wednesday afternoon weather webcast for January 7th, 2015. I'm meteorologist Nate Harrington. The cold is coming. A very chilly morning for us this morning. Not quite as cold as it was yesterday, however. We saw numbers in the 20s on Tuesday, but today temperatures holding fast right above freezing for most of us. 36 this morning in Dothan. Did see one spot in the 20s, 29 in Enterprise, 30 in Troy, but everybody else at or above freezing, I guess except for Crestview. 37 in Panama City, 44 was the mild spot in Destin, 41 in Donaldsonville, and 37 in Blakely as well. Clouds down to our south early this morning, kept them a little milder too. We've also seen some clouds start to move into the central and northern part of the states of Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, but mostly sunny for us in the Wiregrass. We'll take it, and temperatures have responded nicely. Didn't think we were going to get this warm, but middle 50s for some folks. 55 in Dothan, 55 Ozark, 54 in Enterprise, and even down to the south, 60 in Marianna, also in Destin, 61 in Donaldsonville, 59 Panama City. But do not get used to this. It's going to be a very cold stretch starting tonight into Thursday morning. That'll be the coldest of the air, and even the afternoons will be cold. Speaking of cold afternoons, 19 in Nashville. That's it. That's not the wind chill. That's the actual air temperature in Nashville. It's 30 in Little Rock, a little bit warmer, 36 Birmingham, 50s and 60s along the Gulf Coast, and Miami, of course, at 79 degrees. The big upper-level trough that has started to slide down to the south, just enough moisture in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, starting to show a little bit of snow or light snowfall possible in the northern portions of Mississippi, also of Alabama, and moved through Tennessee earlier. And this big trough is responsible for the cold air that will be surging through later on tonight. You see some of the radar returns, they're very, very light. Maybe hitting the ground, maybe not, but just enough to show up on our radar picture there. Over the entire U.S., the upper Midwest is the coldest spot, and as this trough of low pressure continues to dig, all of that cold air will filter on down through tonight and into tomorrow. They canceled schools in Minneapolis and Rochester, some of the bigger cities in Minnesota, and you know it's cold when they cancel school. They had wind chills early this morning at 30 to 40 below zero. Ridiculous stuff. 7 below in International Falls. It's 1 below right now in Minot. And unlike the really cold Arctic outbreak that we had last week, the center of all the cold air is basically in the midsection of the country instead of out west. So you've got some warmer temperatures than we had last week for places like Yellowstone and Salt Lake City and the Amarillo. 20 degrees yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week, they were dealing with some mixed wintry precip, some sleet, some snow. Not so for them, just some very cold air. That cold air headed our way. Look at future temperatures. This is tomorrow morning, low 20s, and I bet you some spots get into the teens early tomorrow. I'm still on the fence about whether to put 19 or 20 on the forecast for tonight, but it's still just going to be very, very cold and very windy as well. Afternoon highs are not going to be too high at all. Hopefully we'll get above freezing. I think middle 30s for afternoon highs, 36s and 35s. Some spots, guarantee you just to our north, probably Montgomery, will not get above freezing for tomorrow afternoon. So a hard freeze advisory in effect from Wednesday night, that's tonight, from 9 o'clock until Thursday morning at 10 a.m. This is the period of time where we're going to be below freezing, and you can count that up. That's 13 hours of below freezing temperatures, and a good chunk of that we will spend in the 20s. So a hard freeze advisory. Make sure all of your cold weather preparations are in place. We went over these last night. Protect the pets, bring those inside. Make sure your pipes are dripping inside and also covered up outside. Protect your plants, although it might be even too cold if you protect those and cover those up. It might be too cold for some of that sensitive vegetation. And make sure everybody you know has adequate heat early tomorrow morning. These are the future feels-like temperatures with that wind we were talking about. It'll be howling out of the northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So the wind chill, the feels-like temperature, will be in the single digits and close to 10 degrees. I guess that's a good thing since we're not in the northern part of the state where they're expecting wind chills near zero and even possibly below zero early tomorrow morning. We'll see some moderating temperatures by Friday and Saturday and the weekend, but it is still going to be very, very cold for a good chunk of the end of the week and into the weekend. We'll finally see those numbers get closer to average by Sunday and Monday, but then we introduce some rain chances to the forecast. We'll go over all of it in the 5-day coming up tonight on News 4 at 5, 6, and 10. Also WRGX News at 5:30. Everybody stay warm, Please be careful and be watching our newscast tonight. We'll have the latest on school cancellations. We've already got one. The Barber County schools are out for tomorrow because of the cold coming. So we'll have all the latest on that. We'll also be posting those on our Facebook page, the WTVY Facebook page, and also the Forewarned Weather Team Facebook page. If we get any school cancellations, we'll be sure to pass those along. Stay warm, everybody, and we'll see you back here on Thursday.